I think the transition actually took place earlier because when I left the university, I got hired by a very small company called Opinion. Back then there were like the two. There was a CEO and a COO, and I got hired like number 3 or 4 there. And we actually we already there. We were quite entrepreneurial. We built that company. We made it grow from 3 or 4 employees to 50 employees in 1.5 or 2 years. So actually, I kind of learned the trade from these guys, and I found out that I really enjoyed trying to succeed in quite uncertain conditions. When I was finishing my my MBA, a month or 2 before I finished it, one of my friends actually he came up to me and said, "Hey, what we should do is actually that we should start an energy company." And I was like, "Okay, interesting." So we started to have these discussions about how should we do that, and I ended up changing the subject for my dissertation on my MBA like 6 weeks before I was supposed to turn it in. So I ended up doing a dissertation on a go-to-market strategy for a new green energy company, and that's Energy. Actually, we were 5 guys, and I knew the other guys from we've been doing projects previously together, and we put in our own money. The banks didn't want to lend us any money at all. I think we talked to all of the banks in Denmark pretty much, and also a lot of business angels. But as you can imagine, when all you have is a PowerPoint and you want to hold on to the shares, you need to raise the money yourself. So that's what we did back then. I started out by talking to customers in the street, ask them whether they would be interested in buying electricity from renewable sources, whether they would be willing to pay a small premium. I talked to a lot of the green NGOs in order to figure out how should we put the product together, because green electricity is quite a technical subject. So I wanted to make sure that what we did was actually gonna make a real difference in terms of its environmental effects, right? And then we started it just piece by piece. We started to build the CRM system. We have coded it ourselves, and simultaneously we started to go and talk to small and middle-sized enterprises in terms of turning them into customers. If you switch to Energy, that's quite easy. You can do that in 90 seconds. What we do is that we buy the volume of electricity that you're using from renewable sources. So basically, what you're doing is that you are putting your money you're giving your money to the guys that are actually investing in renewable energy instead of giving your money to the guys that are investing in coal plants, right? But the big difference and where Energy stands out when we are compared to our competitors is that we invest in new plants. That means that every time that you turn on the switch in your office or wherever, if you're a customer with Energy, then we buy a little piece of a new windmill or a new biogas plant, right? So basically what we are doing is that we are connecting the amount of energy that our customers use with direct investments in new renewable energy plants. We are investing in plants in Europe, right? I would love to only invest in Denmark, but what we do is actually that when we make money from our investments, these money are again invested in new plants. So it's like a closed circuit, right? So it's actually better that we invest where we make the most money, because the more money we make from our investments, the more renewable plants can we buy. So basically that's the best for the environment. So at the moment we're looking at projects in Denmark, we're looking at projects in Germany, and we're looking at projects in Italy. And we are going to choose the projects that will be the best investment, because that's the best investment in terms of money, but it's also the best investment in terms of the environment. Electricity is how should I put it? You can't really touch it or feel it, right? So you need to make sure that the customer can feel confident in that what they are paying for is actually also what we are buying, right? So we have our partners are actually certifying that we keep our promises, that we only buy our energy from renewable sources, that we reinvest the amount of money that we are supposed to reinvest, right? That's the Worldwide Foundation. And then the partnership we have with the Danish Church Aid is a partnership where some of our customers are actually donating money by their electricity bill, right? They're donating money to climate projects for poor people in Africa. This year alone, we have together with our customers, we have found, let's say, we saved more than 300,000 Danish kroner. You know, it's our first year, and that's clean water for 8,000 African people. Next year is probably going to be for at least 25,000 more. You know, we were slow starters. You know, we've been here for like approximately 1.5 years, right? The first 7 months we got less than 100 customers. You know, we were quite busy figuring out how we're gonna put the product together, and we were also quite busy in terms of figuring out how we were gonna sell it, which marketing channels should we use, and so forth. So 8 months ago we had like less than 1,000 customers. Today we have a whole lot more. I don't think we didn't waste a lot of energy, you know, considering whether we were going to succeed or not, because, you know, there were so many practical problems that we were working on solving every day. So, and of course, you know, we didn't put in all of the money, at once. You know, it's been like stepwise, right? But of course, when I think back, you know, the first 7 or 8 months were probably the toughest for all of us, because we believed that we were going to fly, but we didn't know. And now we're pretty sure that we are flying. What we have experienced is actually, it's quite, it's the same as happened in Denmark when the, telemarket was liberalized, right? And it's the same thing that is happening here, right? You know, the liberalization of the Danish electricity market, nothing happened the first 5 years. It's within the last 12 to 18 months that the customers have actually started to move. And I think it's fair to say that it's been a surprise to some of the old energy companies that they don't own the customers, right? So we have got a lot of criticism. Some of it has been all right, because we've made mistakes in our sales and marketing. A lot of it is also due to the fact that they're not used to that. They don't own the customers. The customers can actually have a free choice now, and they have a free choice to choose a better and a real green product. Of course, the model is portable, and let me just say that we're looking at the countries around Denmark these days to figure out where we should go next if we succeed in Denmark. We're here to build this as big as we can, and we can build it. I think we can be quite successful in Denmark, but as you also said, you know, the business model is portable. There's no reason why we shouldn't go to Norway, Germany, and as I also said earlier, you know, there's a lot of extensions here. So basically, this does not necessarily end with electricity. So I think there's a lot of opportunities here for the next many years.